What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I am back today to give you guys a review of the Joe Freshgoods New Balance 990 V6 in this Prom Blue colorway. This is part of the Prom to Paris pack, which is Joe Freshgoods' latest collaboration with New Balance. Releasing first in Paris for the Paris Olympics, there was also a raffle on August 1st, and then shortly after there was an actual release on the website along with select boutiques around the world. So this is the Prom Blue colorway, which released alongside a Paris Red colorway, and the red one was exclusive to JFG's website, whereas this blue colorway released, like I said, at select boutiques around the world, along with New Balance's website too. So these retailed for a price of $220 US or $295 here in Canada. The official colorway for this shoe, according to the New Balance website, is Baltic Sea and Airy Blue, and the style code for this shoe is U990JG6. So Joe Freshgoods and his New Balance collaborations typically are more known for his use of color, but for this pack, both shoes are done monochromatically, with this one being covered in slightly different shades of light blue. So first things first, here's a quick look at the packaging. So this comes in a special edition box just for this release and for this colorway. So the top lid is done in this gradient style with this oversized NB branding on the top, whereas on the sides of the box, it says "Made for Us," which is something we've seen before in past Joe Freshgoods collaborations with New Balance. And then on this end of the box, this is one of the many Joe Freshgoods logo, which is found on the shoe and the box itself. So as for the shoe itself, diving right into the details, on the toe box, this is covered in this light blue or baby blue colored mesh. Towards the medial side of the toe box, along with right above this towards the center, we have this light blue reflective 3M panel, and on the top we have this New Balance branding. Overlaid on both sides of the toe box, we have this synthetic perforated nubuck, which has a bit more of a faded and dull look to it, but it's still done in a similar shade of blue. And then surrounding the front toe cap, this is covered in a very soft and buttery, light blue colored suede. This suede runs down the entire length of the shoe, and it covers the eyelets of the sneaker as well. And then stitched beneath this, we have this oversized New Balance end logo, which is again done in that reflective 3M finish, but it's similarly done in that light blue shade. Covering the top two eyelets, we have more reflective light blue panels, and then same with underneath this as well, but this is slightly more vivid. And then covering the heel of the sneaker, we have more of that genuine blue suede, and then on the lateral side only, we have 990 branding. In the middle of the heel, we have this TPU layer with the Joe Freshgoods logo and the words "Made for Us," and then on the top of the heel, this is covered in a light blue colored nylon. In terms of laces, this pair comes with two different lace options. They're similar, but they are different in their unique ways. So the standard lace that they come with is a flat style faded blue lace, which has a very worn in look to it, whereas the alternate laces are more of a vivid blue shade. Attached to the laces, it also comes with this darker blue lace dubré, and we have 990 V6 branding here. Underneath this, the bottom half of the tongue is covered in the same mesh that we saw covering the toe box. On the top, we have this textured nylon, which almost has like a dimpled look to it. And then we have a synthetic layer pressed onto the top, and instead of the words New Balance, we have Joe Freshgoods on top and the New Balance logo underneath. The back of the tongue and the interior of the shoe, this is covered in a baby blue colored nylon. And then as far as the insoles go, so these come with a decently padded foam lined insole. We have New Balance branding found on the heel of the right foot and Joe Freshgoods branding found on the heel of the left foot. So the upper of the 990 V6 sits atop this chunky fuel cell foam midsole, which is one of New Balance's top foam technologies. So this midsole is entirely painted in this tonal light blue colored finish, and in addition to fuel cell, we also have end cap, which is a dual density foam setup consisting of a softer EVA core surrounded by a stiff polyurethane rim, giving a good balance of softness and support. And then for the outsole, this is your typical 990 V6 outsole, but again, this is all done in this baby blue colored finish. So we have this wavy style traction pattern on the rubber, along with these grooves to give you added flexibility. And in the middle of the heel, you can see this exposed foam. This is the fuel cell foam, which comprises the majority of the midsole above it. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair. And for those wondering about how these fit, to me these fit like most of my 990 V6s, so I personally prefer to go a half size down because this is a model that runs a little bit more on the longer side. So my foot measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and I wear a 9.5 in the 990 V6. That's the same size I wear in other made in USA New Balance shoes like the 992, 993, and most of the 990 series including the 990 V3, V4, and V5. So getting these a half size down from my true size, there's still about an index finger's width space between the top of the shoe and the top of my toe. And sometimes for the V6, there can be a little bit of pinching or pressure around the ball of your foot right here, but for this specific release, they felt very comfortable straight out of the box. So to me, they felt like there was zero break-in time required. But whatever size you normally wear for the V6, if that's half size down or true to size, just stick with that same size for this pair and you should be fine. Moving on to the comfort, so these feel like any other 990 V6, which in my opinion again is a very comfortable sneaker. It's a pretty big departure though from past 990s. Usually you have a bit more support and stability, whereas for the V6, because of the fuel cell foam, has much more of a dynamic feel underfoot, one that feels quite bouncy, and it doesn't have that stable lockdown feel that especially models like the V5 had. So in my opinion, it's a very comfortable sneaker. I can wear a V6 for many hours within a day, and it still feels great at the end of it. But if you're someone that doesn't like a really chunky midsole and one that feels a little bit unstable underfoot, then you might not love the V6. I'd recommend just sticking, for example, with the V4 or the V5. Finally, in terms of the quality and the craftsmanship, so first off, the material quality, I thought it was great. This is like your typical made in USA build. So we have a combination of genuine buttery suedes, we have some synthetic layers as well, but nothing really out of the ordinary. It was just perfectly in line with my expectations. And the overall build of the shoe, I thought it was great. The stitch job was really solid, no visible glue stains that I can see. The panels, for the most part, were pretty consistent between my left and right feet. So while it wasn't anything mind-blowing and it didn't reinvent the wheel, it was just your typical quality and craftsmanship when it comes to made in USA New Balance sneakers. And that, I have to say, usually is a great thing. So with all of that out of the way now, let's toss these on feet, I'll lace them up and I'll show you guys how these look. I know this monochromatic look is not going to be for everyone. Some people were saying it looks like a kid's shoe, and I can see their point of view, but I think this shade of blue is really nice. This is like the perfect summer colorway, and because of the shade of blue, I can see this being even worn during the winter time. And even though I believe the Paris red colorway, I believe it was more exclusive and more limited than this one, at least to me, the blue colorway was the winner of the two. It's just a lot more wearable of a colorway. Whereas the red pair, while it's dope in its own way, to me at least, I think all red shoes are still kind of out of style right now. And it just reminds me of the era of around 10 to 15 years ago, when shoes like the Red Octobers, Air Max 90 Independence Day pack with that red pair, that's just what the colorway reminds me of. So that's why I have this blue pair over the red one. But really there's no right or wrong answer, depending on if you're a blue fan or a red fan. I think that's just all it comes down to. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this Prom Blue Joe Freshgoods 990 V6? What are your overall thoughts on this collection? And between the blue and the red, which of the two do you guys prefer, and which of the two were you lucky enough to grab, if not both? As usual, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, follow me on X at sean.go spelled out, and visit my website at seango.ca. So thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll catch all of you in my next video.